Hey everyone, what's up? My name is Ryan, and welcome to my analysis of all things Cuphead. In this video, I want to take a close look at the new E3 trailer for Cuphead, as well as all we know about the game so far. The indie game caught a lot of people's attention at last year's E3, with its unique 1930s cartoon art style. And for good reason, the game looks beautiful. We've also learned a few things since last year, like that Cuphead is a boss rush style game. Let's start with the plot. It's pretty simple. The game's two playable characters, Cuphead and Mugman, gamble with the devil, and lost. The devil might spare their lives if they do his bidding, which apparently means defeating a whole bunch of bosses. While what they gambled on and what the devil's endgame is isn't clear, it is clear that Cuphead puts gameplay, not story, front and center, and that's fine by me. Next, let's talk about Cuphead and Mugman's known moveset. They can both short jump and high jump, depending on if the jump button is tapped or pressed. They have a move called the straw slap, which can be done by pressing the jump button in midair. A different tutorial that I saw calls it a parry attack. Both say that the parry allows you to nullify or engage with pink objects, and that it builds meter, but we'll get into meter later. Their primary attack is to shoot pellets or energy beams, or whatever they are, in multiple directions, and the other video shows us that we can change weapons. You can see the players here changing between a single shot blue attack and the multi-fire red attack. The change in weapons is shown by a gem appearing on your side of the screen. At this point, we have no idea how many different weapons are in the game. Next, there's a dash button that can be used either on the ground or in the air to avoid enemy attacks. There's also a lock button which locks your feet to the ground and actually allows you to shoot in all 8 directions. Cuphead and Mugman can also jump down through platforms, as shown in the E3 trailer. And finally is your special attack, which is a more powerful attack that takes up your meter to use. Of all of the footage I could find at E3, I was only able to find one that showed off a special attack, and it looks awesome. Because I've only seen it once, I'm not sure if it can fire only left and right, or in all 8 directions. Now, let's look at the symbol on the top corner of the screen. This wasn't in the E3 trailer, but it was present when Cuphead could be played on the show floor. This is not only Cuphead and Mugman's health bar, but their super meter as well. Their health is represented by the 3 hearts, or the eyes and nose. Each time a player gets hit, they lose 1 heart, and the face changes to reflect that. It starts off as a smiley face. After 1 hit, the face is neutral. After a second hit, it's a frown, and any hit after that kills the player. That means for any one boss fight, you can only get hit twice before you die. Now, let's discuss your meter, which is shown by the teeth. As far as I know, there are only 2 ways to build meter. The first is by damaging a boss or an enemy, and the second is by parrying a pink attack. They show an example of a pink object on screen. Of all the footage I've seen, I've come across 3 instances of the pink attack. The first is the worm that this boss shoots. When he's shooting the dirt balls, the worm appears every 4th time. While we don't see the players actually parrying the worm, I assume it would fill up the meter a good amount. The second is from the dragon. One of his attacks is shooting 5 different colored balls, the last one being a pinkish color. The third is seen in the E3 2014 trailer when fighting the flower. You can see the pink objects floating down with little umbrellas. Although we haven't seen them, I'm sure most bosses have some kind of pink attack. We can also see that a super attack takes an entire meter to use. But then why is the meter bar sectioned off? I believe the E3 trailer helps to answer that question. When fighting the pirate, Cuphead does a larger attack than normal. Unfortunately, there's no meter on screen to prove this, but my best guess is that one of those attacks takes up 1 section of meter to use. Now, let's talk about levels, environments, and the world map. Some of the videos taken at E3 let us see how players will navigate around the game world. Players simply walk around and choose their destination, which drops them right into a level or boss fight. So far, we've seen a garden, a haunted forest, a casino, air levels, some of which have the player flying in a plane, a beehive, a rat's den, a dock, and, from last year's E3, a regular forest and hell. There's even a place on the map where you can practice your parry slaps, though we still can't see how much meter it fills. In this sort of minigame, you can't kill the monster. Instead, the goal is to parry slap the pink ball as many times as you can without dying. The catch? It moves faster and faster after each hit. Until eventually, this. Jumping back, the fact that one of the levels is a hell-like environment is really important. Who else would you fight in hell but the devil himself? It seems plausible that the final boss in the game is in fact the devil. When comparing the devil and the bat creature side by side, it's safe to say that they're the same being, but in different forms. Either that, or the bat creature is the devil's minion. Either way, this implies that something goes wrong in the deal between the devil and our main characters. Before I close, I still have a few more questions. First, during the E3 trailer, we were shown this image. This is the boss from the rat's den after you defeat him. I want to know what information he has that our characters want. Second, what number of different weapons are there in the game, and how do you unlock them? Finally, while this game is primarily boss fight after boss fight, I've heard that the game will also feature platformer style areas or levels. I'd like to know what kind of role they'll play in the final game, which is coming out sometime in 1936. Oh, sorry, I mean 2016. And that is all we know about Cuphead. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more of them, a like and subscribe would be greatly appreciated. And you can check out my analysis of Horizon Zero Dawn in the video and down below. My name is Ryan, and I'll see you next time.